Hey everybody, welcome to this week's Star Report. This is Jason here at New Dimensions, Crystals, and Reiki in downtown Vernon, Texas. And today's report is for January the whatever today is, January the 15th through January the 21st, 22nd, 21st. Anyway, till Tuesday. And let's jump right in with our nearest star for the star report, which is the sun. Lots of even mainstream news is talking about the sun because there is such a large coronal hole. It's actually pretty thin. It's like a large taper across basically the entire Earth facing part of the disk. It's about a quarter of the circumference of the sun. And what that happens when there's a coronal hole, that means it creates pressure on the planet, right? So uptick in earthquake activity or the possibility of earthquake activity. Personally, you'll sort of feel sluggish, unmotivated. Sometimes if you are motivated, it's going to feel like there's obstacles in your way, or you're rather than running on a surface, you're running through sand. So stuff like that is the energy. That plasma stream is now affecting the Earth, but it is expected to continue to impact the Earth all through the rest of the week. So probably into Sunday. And it might be, it is currently a glancing blow, but it should be ramping up in speed. So the plasma speed that comes and the cosmic wind that comes out of the sun is increasing. So if you are feeling the effects of the sun, look for that to get better or worse or more intensify. How about that? Also, with news of the sun and the cosmic sort of idea that there is beginning because of solar activity to be a shifting of the Earth's pole and what they would call the grand event. There is a study which the increased or the decreased shield of the Earth and the increased cosmic radiation that gets through is actually causing a oxidation of the atmosphere, which is actually cleansing. So the effect is having a sort of vacuum effect. And for those of you who like to pay attention to common, uh, maybe not common, people who talk about at the end of errors and stuff like that during these great cataclysms every 6,000 years, that there is a vapor canopy uh, or a golden age, right? So if there is no ability to pollute the atmosphere because of the cosmic radiation that gets through and the expansion of the vapor that is in the air, the vapor canopy, then you can sort of shift into that kind of reality. Uh, Pay attention to the sun. You can look up space weather news and see all of the satellites that are showing that there are no currently sun spots that are Earth facing that are dangerous. So therefore, CM eruption is low for the next couple of days, but there are some active spots that will be turning in towards the end of the week. I think that's everything. Yes, we are currently in Capricorn, but by the end of the week, we'll be moving into Aquarius. And Aquarius cosmically is related to the saline solution in our blood, right? So the salt, water, oil composition of the blood, um, which is interesting because the sign is called the water bearer. It also affects physically your ankles, which, you know, when your ankles start to swell, all those kinds of fun things are sometimes related to the saline solution that is in there and is also still associated with the lower two vertebrae of the sacrum. And you just want to think of water sometimes is the metaphysical representation of emotion or spirit. And so you want to know that the data that is moving through the blood that carries the stuff is salt. And so emotions sometimes cause the movement or the removement of salt from the body through excess sweating or even tears, which we associate with emotions. And so you want to think of also people that bear the sign are the bearers of all the emotions of the people, or they might feel them more intensely. So pay attention to that energy. If you are in Aquarius, again, that is going to be the 19th once we shift into that. Today is the 15th. Yeah, I think that's everything about the I think that's everything about Aquarius. We are currently in three retrogrades: Uranus, Jupiter, and Mars. um, you know, working on the self, intensive power expansion, and then intensity and drive with Mars. So you want to pay attention to those things, especially Mars, because it is going to be, is it today? Tomorrow. Anyway, after the full moon and the most of you, maybe most of you didn't, if you're paying attention to the skies, you sort of saw that Mars moved behind the moon in an alignment. It will be in direct opposition to the sun tomorrow, I believe. And so pay attention to that energy. Today, Wednesday, that's what's going on with Mars today. Today, Wednesday, the 15th, Mars is closest all year, right? And that's closest it's been in 26 months. Closest, I guess, closest going to be all year, duh. But as close as it's been in 26 months. And so, really, the idea is uh, the intensity of all of that Marsiness is we should be cautioned that we are not triggered during this and act impulsively. And so that is the negative connotation of Mars, but it's also motivated and stuff like that. So if you were looking for the thing to be watchful of, it is the impulsiveness and the incidents of being triggered or angry during Mars should be paid attention to. Tomorrow, the 16th, Mars directly opposes the sun. That's the day it is. Thursday, Sun and Mars, rising energy. You can use that to sort of motivate. And then that sort of opposition or intensity is which drive will you use? Will it be a 3D drive or will it be an inside drive? Or what will you be driven by outside events or inside understanding? Fun times. Done with Thursday. Moving on, I decided to write notes in a different way. I put them on note cards rather than a page turner. Oh my gosh. But Jason, we loved your page turning reports. Now you're just flipping cards. Anywho, moving into Friday the 17th, Capricorn. Um, the Capricorn sun moves or aligns with Neptune, and the energy of that is really about reconciliation, right? So if on Wednesday and Thursday, or even under the full moon, uh, if you got into some BS and you need to apologize for that, then reconciliation on Friday is possible, or the energies are sort of made to sort of smooth that over, right? So I wouldn't say that you forgive people necessarily for being a-holes, but it's a recognition that their intensity is admired and can be used, not necessarily to be judged so that they're not intense anymore, but that they need to have proper, which will come on Sunday, they'll have to express that intensity in a proper way. Moves us into Saturday, the 18th. Venus and Saturn are in Pisces. And really, that's going to cause you to sort of have a contemplation of what do you love the most. And really, the idea of Venus and Saturn is about committing to that, right? So not only do you love it the most, but you sort of commit that you're not waiting for something else to love more. That's an energy of Saturday. That seems like an interesting energy. Sunday, Mercury joins Venus and Saturn and really helps you communicate that, right? So if you've going back to if you're needing to apologize or reconcile for something, maybe somebody that you love or something that you love the most, you got upset with, then Saturday is the ability to say that in a way which is understood and heard and more clear from the inside. Ooh, getting blurry from the inside of the self. I don't know if I like this card thing. I kind of like, well, try to flip it all up. If everybody's going to shift and do things differently, then be different energies and you got to express that energy in a different way. So I'm just trying all the new things to sort of make me expanded to newness and moreness and all that fun stuff. Anyhow, practicing what I preach. Oh my goodness. I think that's the end of is that Sunday? Yeah, Sunday the 19th. Also on the 19th, the sun moves into Aquarius. So that will be that shift, right? And that's why I bring it up at the beginning of the report, because most of us that are energetically aware of the subtleness of the shifting of the cosmos start to move into the next sign before the next sign gets here. And so all the things I said at the beginning of the report is what's happening with Aquarius. And then Monday the 20th is really the highlight of the day is, and this should, I think this maybe picks up on the 18th where you can start to see this. Start to see this. Wow. You can start to see this. Is the six planets visible in the sky at once? And it's going to be Mercury, Mars, Jupiter, Uranus, Neptune, and Saturn. Uh, what that sort of does is that triggers a operating system deep within the psyche of the human, that we are people of the cosmos, that we are not necessarily earthbound, and that we are not necessarily one life bound. So pay attention to that sort of cosmic understanding if you go out and look at all those things. Uh, I'm not the best at by sight, but if you got one of those little apps, you can sort of see, if you're seeing the correct thing that you're looking at as a planet. Those little geolocators that are on your phone, nice little apps. Leads you into Tuesday, the 21st. The sun aligns with Pluto, that is in Aquarius. And this really sort of highlights the power struggle of the higher mind and the lower mind. And if you want to think about this, is the higher mind and the lower mind 3D and then beyond 3D, or rather than such a separatist nature of it, right? The redemption or the divinity of the physical nature, right? So a bringing of or uniting the higher mind or the higher consciousness into a physical reality, and looking at seeing and applying that rationale to things that might be in public arenas, popular culture, and stuff like that. So the 21st, nice little shift of that. Yeah, and so you can also have that energy sort of govern relationships, business and personal, and then where your expertise might lie, right? Is your expertise in the higher mind, or is your expertise in the 3D? And how can you apply that to get one place to the other, or do you unite those things? I think that's the energy of the week. Pretty quick report, I think. Maybe it's the cards that made me flip faster. Maybe I'm talking faster. Maybe the universe is just awesome. And well, yeah, that's about a 9-10 minute report. Maybe 12 minutes. Who knows? I can't tell what this timer says or when it started. But nonetheless, I appreciate you all being here. If you need to make an appointment, by all means, go on to newdimensionscrystals.com and use the link that says book now. That is the easiest way. Calling, of course, is a secondary way where if I can get back to you, it's not easier, but if that's the way you do it, that works. Of course, stop by the shop. I'm here in downtown Brenham, Texas. And of course, if you like the video and it has an information, or at least you like the tact in which I deliver it, that you need or you think somebody else needs, please like and share and subscribe to the YouTube. You can, of course, follow me on the socials, New Dimensions Crystals. And of course, you know me, I'm Jason Courthauer, and you can find me as an individual on those socials as well. I think that's everything I want to say. I'm going to find the little stop recording button. And until next week, everybody, many blessings. Oh, missed the button.